Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be giving a recap of the books I read in June. So this June I read 10 books, which seems like a lot, but a lot of them were shorter and I wasn't able to read a lot because I had exams and I had to focus on those. So hopefully next month I'll be able to read a lot more now that summer vacation has started. The 10 books I read are The Princess Games, The Telltale Heart, The Summer I Turned Pretty, Het Wederzijds Huwelijksbedrog, which is a Dutch book that means the mutual marriage deception, With Little Luck, The Lightning Thief, Phantom Coach, Crashing Into You, I Guess I Live Here Now, and Dead Girls Talking. Okay, so the first book I read this month is called The Princess Games by Soman Chainani. And it is a murder mystery about these two detectives who go undercover at a school trying to catch this killer who kills his victims and makes it seem like a Disney princess theme. So like stabbed with a glass slipper or suffocated in a coffin, stuff like that. I rated it 4 stars because the ending was really good, but it was a little bit confusing. This was a reread for me because I read this book, but it's actually the third in a series, but I never read the rest of the series. So right now I'm reading the series and then this was a reread for me. And rereading it makes it a lot easier to follow the plot. Next, I read The Telltale Heart, which was a book I had to read for English. And actually it was really good. I gave it 5 stars. It was a short story about this guy who was kind of like going insane, but is convinced that he isn't insane. And he wants to kill this old man because his glass eye is like staring into his soul or something, so he wants to get rid of the eye. And it's just really cool and interesting story to read about someone who's insane but is trying to convince you as the reader that he's not. The next book I read is The Summer I Turned Pretty, and it was meant to be a hate read, but I'm not entirely sure what my rating is gonna be yet. This was a reread for me. So I'm thinking something like 3.5 stars, but I'm just gonna let it sit a little longer. It's about a girl who goes on vacation every year to stay with her mom's best friend's family, and they have 2 sons, and obviously she likes one of them, but there's a love triangle, and it's just really nice summer vibes, but the main character is really annoying, so that's where I'm kind of like not sure yet. Next, I read Het Wederzijds Huwelijksbedrog, which is a Dutch book, which in English translates to The Mutual Marriage Deception. I had to read it for school, and I gave it 3 stars because the story was really good. Like, it had a lot of potential, but just like the execution was really bad, and also the vibe reading it for school was really annoying. It's about a man who used to be rich but lost all of his money, so is now pretending to be rich so he can find a rich wife, and a girl who her family was rich but like something happened so they lost all her money, so she's pretending to be rich so she can find a rich husband, and they meet and they both think that they're rich, but obviously they're both actually poor, so yeah, mutual marriage deception. Then I read With a Little Luck by Marissa Meyer with one of my friends. It is a second book in the series of The Fortuna Beach, but the first book was really bad. I had to DNF it because I did not like it. This one was a 3.5 for me. It was really basic and simple, like nothing special. I could have gone the rest of my life not reading it and I would have been completely fine. It's about this boy who has a crush on the popular girl, and he gets this dice that he becomes super lucky. So it was kind of like a cute little rom-com. Then I read Percy Jackson, The Lightning Thief, because a lot of people have been asking me to read it, and I finally read it. I listened to the audiobook while I biked to school, and I gave it 3.75 stars. Unpopular opinion, but I like the show better. It's about this boy, Percy Jackson, who is the son of a god. He's a demigod, and he has to go on this quest to stop a war. It was a fun read. Another book I read for English was The Phantom Coach, which I gave 4 stars to because the story was actually really good, but the main character was just so annoying, and like he deserved a lot worse than what he got. It's about this guy who gets lost in the moors, and he finds this mansion and then like tries to get help but enters a phantom coach. It's another short story, so it was really simple to read. Then I read Crashing Into You, and this was an audiobook arc that I listened to, which is about this girl who wants to become a race car driver, but obviously because she's a girl, nobody accepts her. And then there's this boy who wants to become an astronaut, and they become friends, but yeah, stuff are happening along the way. And I gave this 2.5 stars, but the thing is, it was so bad that it was just so entertaining. Like, I would reread it even though it was so bad. But as I was listening to it, like I was biking home one day from the library and listening to it, I had tears in my eyes because I was laughing so hard at how bad it was. I don't know, the book just was so weird that I just couldn't handle it, and I was dying of laughter. It was so bad. Next was another arc that I read, Dead Girls Talking, and again it was really bad as well. It was 2 stars for me because the story was just so basic, and like it's a murder mystery. You need to have some, like, you need a good plot twist, but I guessed the plot twist and I thought to myself, no, that's wrong because it can't be that simple, but it was. So that's why it was really bad for me, and the characters are really weird and stuff. It's about this girl whose dad is a murderer and he's in jail, but then these other girls start dying the same way that his victim died. So that she's trying to investigate with one of her friends to see who did it because the police aren't doing a good job. And yeah, it was just so basic and so simple. And lastly, I read I Guess I Live Here Now. I rated it 3 stars, but I actually DNF'd it at 50% because I started this in March. And then I had to stop for like a month. And then I picked it back up, but it never really got going. So then in May, it was like Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. So I was like, okay, let me finish this for that month because it fits in the category. But I never finished it. And this whole time I thought it was like 75% in, and I look and I'm still 50%. And I'm like, where is this going? Because I can already guess what's gonna happen in the story. That's how simple it was. So I think it was always gonna be 3 stars for me, so I just decided I'll just leave it at that and like spend my time reading another book. Okay, so here I have my June reads written out. This balloon means that it was an ebook. This open book emoji is a physical book, and this is an audiobook. Then we also have Read for School, Reread, Buddy Read, Made Me Cry, Arc, and Did Not Finish. And this one is for books that I borrowed from the library. My favorite of the month, even though I rated other books higher, was The Princess Games, just because although I liked The Telltale Heart more, I would more rather reread The Princess Games. And my least favorite of the month was Dead Girls Talking. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Those were my June reads, and I would love to hear what books you also read this month. And I will also be putting a form in the description for any feedback you have, because this is very new to me. So if you have any feedback for my YouTube channel or any video recommendations, please put it in the form. I would really appreciate it, and I hope you enjoyed. Bye!